Hello, friends. Welcome to the KTI Institute for Spiritual Transformation YouTube channel. My name is Guy. I'm one of the directors for the I.D.E.A Foundation for the Benefit of Humanity and the KTI Institute. In this video, I'm going to share with you the conception of the KTI Institute, where and when it started, and what our goal is ultimately. In order to do that, I'm going to share with everybody a story. And this, in my opinion, is probably one of the greatest stories ever told. If not now, it's going to be, in my opinion. So, have a seat. This may be a bit hard to swallow for some people. So, the story starts in Saudi Arabia, 1994. Craig and Suzzan Babcock, the founders of KTI, were living there. Suzzan owns her own hair salon. Craig, highly intelligent, works for Raytheon. They are friends. And one day, Suzzan hears God talk to her. You need to be in Jerusalem, Easter day, 3 o'clock. That is in 1994. And she's also told to tell Craig that they are to go together and that they've always known each other and will be together. Now you can find this story on their website in their book, My Lost Love. I suggest that everybody go get it and read it. It is an incredible story that's going to be one of the greatest stories ever told. So they end up they debate over it. Craig doesn't believe her. He thinks that she has alternative motives. And it was a struggle to make him believe it. In fact, he didn't believe it until he heard it himself from God. Long story short, they end up going to Jerusalem through an incredible journey to get there, through Cyprus, and made it to Jerusalem, to the Holy Sepulchre Church, which is, if you're not familiar, the church where Jesus Christ was crucified. They built a church over the spot. And at 3 o'clock, Suzzan is at one of the stations. I can't remember which one. One of the stations of the crucifixion. A force overtakes her body. She feels it from her legs to her arms. Craig is behind her, and she is thrust forward upon the floor. Craig catches her just in time. It's at that moment that she sees Jesus in her mind's eye. And he says, "Today is the unification of all religions. she blurts out, "Father, take me to do thy will," as she's sobbing uncontrollably weeping, crying, because she had seen this event in her mind's eye for a while. This is the conception of the KTI Institute. This is where it started. They didn't know the entire story until years later, but they knew that it was the return, the energetic return of the universal Christ. That was a fact. Like many people, they were Judeo-Christians at the time. They had all this was a little difficult to believe. It challenged their idea of the second coming of Christ. They had no idea it was an energetic return, which it was. Now, she received a directive. Okay, she received a mission, which was to bring together esoteric wisdom and knowledge, lost, forgotten, and misunderstood, and bring it to a cohesive understanding. This is where the KTI Institute comes into play. This is the result of that moment. The KTI Institute is designed for people to transmute their lower emotions by knowledge and understanding through the sight. The ancient wisdom that's on the sight will create new pathways in your mind, open up new pathways to help you raise your vibration. 777,000 people is what is required to shift the mass consciousness. This is the magic number. This is the number that Greg Braden talks about, to shift the mass consciousness. A critical mass number, 777,000 people to join the site. If you are moved, if you believe this story, if you are moved by this story, then you owe it to yourself to come, sign up, go through the 7 temples that are there, and help us. It's these times are the times that are spoken of in the Bible. These are the days that are spoken of. I came to Suzzan and Craig in 2004 when I had my own divine intervention. You can find my story on their site also. The Chronicles of Guy's Interdimensional Divine Encounter. My story is there. The two stories together are difficult to get around because they collide together, I think, in a way that was designed to do. Because when you realize how I was brought to them, it's something that's going to be difficult to explain away to happenstance, because it wasn't happenstance. It was designed that way. So, my friends, the energetic return of the universal Christ wasn't as far as I understand it, the return of a man. It was the return of an energy consciousness to help humanity raise itself up. We can help ourselves. Is there going to be a physical man returning? We don't know. We just don't know. This is the first part of the second coming. So, I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But at this time, get on the site, read their book, The Energetic Return of the Universal Christ. The return of Christ happened in a way that nobody expected, like a thief in the night, which is the song that is playing right at this minute that I wrote when I first came to them because I was so moved. So, the table's set, dinner's on the table, the door's open. Come and join us. We can't hope it. We can't hope that the world is going to change. We have to act. We have to get a critical mass number. If you are one of those pieces, then come and join us. Okay? Thanks for listening. See you guys next time.
He's come like a thief in the night. He's come like a thief in the middle of the night. I cannot see him, could this be true? I cannot see him, could this be true?